Hi friends, today I'm going to show you how to create your own custom watercolor sketchbook. I know there's a lot of off-the-shelf options, but I really like the thought of just creating my own and using my own paper. So I looked around the internet to try to figure out how I could create one with not a lot of effort, but some required like stitching or gluing, and that didn't really appeal to me. So I kind of gave up on the thought. And then I walked into a store in Vancouver, British Columbia, and I saw these really cool covers with the spiral, and you can add your own loose leaf paper to it. So technically they have loose leaf paper that you can just buy and put in here, but of course they're not watercolor paper. So I wanted to just create my own. So I went ahead and bought a couple of these covers. And I even, so these are the A5, and then I also got one that's A4. But I tend to like the smaller executive style notebooks. They're easy to carry around and travel with. And then I also like to paint smaller. So I'll show you how to create your own. So you're going to need some of your favorite paper. So I got this paper from a art swap. And so I got some loose leaves, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut those up and put them in the sketchbook. And then you're going to need a hole punch. This is a very specific one that allows you to get these smaller hole punches. So I'll link this, you can get it on Amazon. That's where I got it. And then you will need a paper cutter. And I like to use, to measure out my paper, I like to use one of these mats because it has the centimeters on it. And then I'll be using a ruler to just trace everything out and size it up, and then we'll cut it up. Okay, so next we're going to measure and cut our paper. So I already found with my last notebook that 15 centimeters by 21 centimeters works. So I'm gonna go ahead and trace that. So I like this pad because it shows the 15 here, the 15 here, and then you can just easily trace it. Okay, and then we want 21. This isn't as easy, but I'm just gonna go ahead and freehand it. Actually, just line that up right there. Should be good. Okay, I'm gonna do that with the rest of my paper. Next, you're gonna use the paper cutter to cut across those lines to give you some nice clean edges. Next, we're on to the hole punching phase. So you will need a very specific hole punch in order to get these tiny hole widths. So this is for an A5 sketchbook. So you want to just line it up. It says A5 there, and you want to just line that up as best you can and punch the holes. Okay, so when you get to the very end, you just want to not continue, right? So if you actually put it in here, like you're gonna get holes all the way down, but really you only need 20 holes. You want to leave a little bit of space like you did on this one. So in order to do that, you're gonna flip both of these guys around. You want to line it up and then punch it, and bam, everything came out perfect. Just want to show you one more time how to use this device. So that little red button that you see here, you're going to use that when you're making your next set of holes. So you need to pop it out and put it in the hole above your last hole. And then just continue that step almost all the way down. And then you're going to flip it, flip your paper, line it up, and then finish those holes. We are almost to the finish line. So next we just have to add the paper into the notebook. So I wanted to show you how to do this because you might just feel like you can just, pull these apart one by one. But if you follow the instructions, you can just apply some pressure and they all open up at once, saving you some hassle. Then you just line these up and close, and we are done. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something new. Now you can create your own sketchbook with your own watercolor paper, and happy painting. Have a good one.